Hey guys, what's up, Zyflin here, and in today's video we're going to be taking a look at my Kuva Zarr builds. And the last time I made any type of build for the Zarr was way before the Kuva Zarr actually came out, so the build that is up in my channel is currently outdated. I have showed off my Kuva Zarr build in a lot of videos that I've made, such as beginner guide videos and stuff like that, maybe some steel path videos, etc., but I don't have a dedicated video for it, right? So I'm going to be showing you guys two different builds today. One for the boom boom, which is just this, whenever you shoot like the little rocket out and it lets out little mini explosions, and then the barge or shotgun mode, which you can use just to like aim at an enemy's head and then burst them down pretty quickly, right? So let's just go ahead, jump in, take a look. I am using a 60% toxin Kuva Zarr. Now you can use other variants, but going for toxin allows you to build into viral a lot easier, right? Because it has that base toxin on there. All you have to do is run a prime cryo rounds or a rhyme rounds, and there you go, you have your viral, right? And viral is very important for these types of builds because we're using hunter munitions, right? So hunter munitions is 30% chance to apply a slash proc on a critical hit, and because this weapon has a 75% critical chance, we're going to be applying a lot of slash procs, right? So it's essentially base damage, crit damage, slash procs, and make damage numbers as big as you possibly can while also maintaining your viral status procs and applying a lot of slash procs as well, right? So galvanized chamber, 80% multi-shot on kill plus 30% multi-shot for 20 seconds, stacks up to 5 times. Basically just multi-shot, very nice. If you don't have this, run split chamber. Vital sense for crit damage, hunt munitions for the slash procs. Prime Firestorm to make the boom boom radius bigger. If you don't have this, you can run the regular version of Firestorm, or you can just stack up on more viral damage, right? So you could throw on another cold mod, a toxin mod, whatever tickles your pickle. Critical delay for critical chance, negative fire rate on here, so you might want to consider running the likes of arcane acceleration or any frame that's going to buff up your fire rate. But realistically, this downside isn't that bad. Prime BNF corrupted. Now, if you don't have Prime BM mods, you can run the regular BM mods, but these are going to increase your DPS tenfold. If you were to take this build or any build that incorporates beams into a steel path mission, right, and you mismatch the BM mod, or you just don't have one on, you will see a noticeable drop off on damage. You will just feel it, right? Now, BM mods have been really strong for a very long time. For some reason, people like didn't adapt them or adopt them way back in the day whenever I was saying, hey, these are really good. But, you know, everybody's realized, hey, BM mods are actually pretty good now. So here we are. We're stuck with them, right? They are basically meta in all builds. Lead it runs for more crit damage. You can replace this for the likes of what's it called, hammer shot, if you wanted to, because this has a condition, right? You have to be aiming down sights for the proc to apply, right? For the extra crit damage to apply. I don't think that's a big deal because I'm usually aiming down sights anyway, but for some people who are lazy, if you just want to run hammer shot, it's just a less what's it called, buff, a less critical damage buff. But, you know, you still get one regardless. And prime cryo rounds on there for cold. Vigilante supplies for ammo mutation. And, of course, enhanced crits. And we also have primary merciless on here. Very important that you're running primary merciless. If you're not running primary merciless, you need to swap something out for Suration, right? Now, that could be your prime Firestorm, your regular Firestorm. Or if you don't have any prime beam mods, you can run Suration in this slot instead. But what I would do is I would drop the Prime Firestorm, regular Firestorm for Suration, and still run a beam in that slot for maximum damage potential, right? So primary merciless just allows you to build this way. If you don't have that, you need Suration. Basically, that's it. So let's just go ahead, test this build out. We're gonna make the boom boom on 20 corrupted heavy gunners, level 180. Let's go. Remember, we're not at maximum damage potential until we get 12 stacks of primary merciless, right? So here we go. We have to kill 12 enemies before we get that maximum damage potential. But even then, look at the slash procs. Look how much damage the slash procs are dealing. It's kind of crazy, right? Look how many are applied, and they're all dead. And we only just got our merciless procs there now. So we spawn them in again. We make the boom boom, and that's basically just one clip, and they're all dead. Crazy, right? Insane build. Awesome. Epic. Let's say you don't want to use boom boom. Let's say you want to use like barge, right? This is the barge build that I would go for. Same thing, more or less. We're running hunt munitions, viral, galvanized chamber, hunt munitions, vital sets, crit delay, prime magazine warp. Now, this is going to give you sort of like a DPS increase because you're going to be able to keep on clicking the enemy's head, right? Because you're aiming for headshots with this build. It just allows you to like not reload. Reload is going to hit your DPS. DPS is damage per second. The less time you spend reloading, the more damage you're dealing, right? That's how that works. Prime Beam mod, again, Valve acceleration for more fire rate this time, because that's nice on this build. And then Prime Cryo runs on there for the cool damage, right? So there's no Prime Firestorm or anything like that. We're, again, running Primary Merciless. So if you don't have Primary Merciless, you want to swap out the likes of Prime Magazine Warp for Surration, for example, right? So let's just go ahead and check out this build. Barge mode enabled. We go. We headshot. Again, we're not at maximum damage potential until we get the Merciless stacks going. There's one shot. You can see 7 slash procs. Very nice. No viral procs, though, so it's not dealing a lot of damage. We have the viral procs now. But he's dead, so doesn't really matter. We go again. 7 viral. Big slash damage. And we just keep on hitting their heads. We got to reload real fast here. You'll see that the amount of damage we're dealing just gets greater and greater every single time. Like, we take less shots to kill, that type of thing. Whenever we get to 12 Merciless procs, we more or less one-shot every single enemy, right? So we're at 9. There's a one-shot. There's a one-shot. There's a one-shot. There's a one-shot. One-shot. One tap. Easy. Let's go. Wait. You're not dead? No, you are. Feels good, man. Awesome. So that is the barge build. I've got an alternative barge build. Not too sure if it's that great. Aptitude barge, where you have to like apply status procs for bonus damage type of thing. So I replaced Prime Magazine Warp on this. It's just you have to apply the status procs, right? So you use something like the Epitaph. The enemies will have a lot of status on them, and you deal some damage that way. But of course, I prefer to use the what's it called? The thingamajig, the Prime Magazine Warp. But you can see, like, even without the Merciless procs, we're still dealing a lot of damage. But we have to apply the status effects, right? And the more status effects that you've got applied, the more damage you're dealing. It's very nice, right? So you just sort of one-shot from the get-go, but you have to be running a secondary like the Epitaph or Kuva Zarr to sort of like achieve that, you know? So it does deal a lot of damage at the end of the day. You might want to use something like that versus the likes of like a Demolist, for example. Like, you strip their armor, you apply a lot of status procs to them, and then you one-shot them. But, you know, it's really down to you if you just want to one-shot or have, like, sustained DPS, that type of thing. So that's pretty much it. That's the Kuva Zarr builds. You can do some crazy stuff with it if you're running the likes of, let's say, Gauss, for example. Like, Gauss just makes this weapon phenomenal to use. If we go back to the Boom Boom build, you'll see... Oh, that's my Gauss build. Never mind. The Pega Eiflin. You got to use your 4 and then cast over your abilities real fast to build up that passive there. Use energy pads, because why not? And are we in the cannon builds? I can't remember. I think we are. YOLO. Let's go. So, yeah. Look at the reload. Look at the reload. So, Gauss's second ability makes him knockdown immune. So, if you don't have the likes of Prime Surefooted or even Handspring, let's say you don't want to run Handspring, then you could just run the likes of Gauss or Nezha, for example, and still deal a ton of damage, you know? It's a crazy combination, really. And I don't know how DE didn't like see this coming whenever they what's it called, took away self damage. You know, the AoE weapons, the Kuva Zarr or the Kuva Brahma, would become meta. The builds that I'm showing you, at least the Boom Boom build, you can use that on the Kuva Brahma as well. It's more or less the same. There may be like 1 or 2 mods different, depending on you know, what type of element you've got on the Kuva Brahma, but it's more or less the same, right? You're running a lot of crit, you're running your hunt munitions, viral, etc. But yeah, crazy gun. One of the best guns in the game, if not the best gun. It's fantastic. Enemies just die. Wow. I always miss one. There we go. Easy peasy. All right, guys. So that is going to be it for the video. Like it, subscribe for more Warframe content, and I'll see you guys in the next one.